All right, guys, the Iceman here on the Jeffrey Rose YouTube channel. It's Monday, and tonight we will have Monday Night Raw, and hopefully Raw will give us some answers to some questions that we have after seeing the ending of last night's Survivor Series, where we saw John Cena hold up high the World Heavyweight title, staring down Randy Orton. A lot of rumors going around. There's going to be a unification match to where they're going to combine both belts. For one, am one of those guys that don't want to see this happen because when there's a pay per view that comes around, you know, there'll only be that one title match, and I'd rather see two because that would showcase two stars going up against the champions instead of one. Now, a lot of people like to see the title unified. I'm sure Triple H does, just for the simple fact is that's one less title for someone to keep getting a title reign and to go that much further ahead of him. Because John Cena right now is at 14, Ric Flair's got 16, and Randy Orton with 12, with Triple H holding at 13. But anyway, if they're going to do a unification title match, do not do it at WrestleMania. Only for the simple fact, I mean, I think it could be okay, but we've seen Cena and Orton too many times in the past before, especially around 2007, 2008. I mean, they could make it, the final match between the two, the face versus the face, or however you want to put it. And if this were to happen, in my mind, John Cena would have to come out on top. But now, what does this do as far as the Royal Rumble would go? Because usually the winner of the Royal Rumble faces either the world title holder or the WWE title holder at WrestleMania. So that's why I don't think the unification title match will happen at WrestleMania. I think, if anything, it possibly could happen at the Royal Rumble. And that I wouldn't have a problem with. Um, I don't know what their actual plans now are for the Rumble. Who they have plans for to come out of the Rumble as a winner. But all in all, with all this being said, here is the major issue. WWE has become like a TV show rerun, if you will. I mean, how many times have we all gone and say watch Leave It to Beaver or Law and Order, or I mean, it doesn't matter. But we've seen these shows over time and time again. We know exactly what's going to happen throughout the show. And to me, that's what the WWE is becoming right now, because they're showing the same matchups over and over. We've seen them all before. Yes, there's a slight difference in the outcome, but it's basically all the same. And this is where the WWE is having a problem. Vince McMahon's having a very big issue because he does not want to let go of his present day superstars. And that's the likes of John Cena, that's the likes of Randy Orton. I don't think you can really include CM Punk into that mix yet, but I mean, granted, Cena and Orton, great guys, great superstars, great champions, will definitely be WWE Hall of Famers. But I have to say this, with me being a John Cena fan, it's time, it's very much time to start bringing up Sandow, Ziggler. I mean, you got Big E Langston moving up the ladder. Get the Shield, separate them, push Roman Reigns, push Seth Rollins, push Dean Ambrose to become better than a U.S. champion. And as far as that goes, what has he really done with the championship? He has hardly defended it whatsoever. There are guys there waiting. You need to give them the opportunity. Vince does not have the confidence in these guys. It's like with Daniel Bryan. They give him the SummerSlam victory over John Cena, and Vince come out really pretty much stated, Bryan won this match because Cena was going under the knife. He had to leave. That's a bunch of crap. Daniel Bryan is a big fan favorite. Vince just doesn't have the confidence as Daniel Bryan becoming a huge, huge star in the WWE. And this is what it's all about, guys. John Cena's merchandise sells through the roof with kids and women. I mean, he's undoubtedly the number one seller in the market in the WWE. And this is what Vince is looking at. If you sell merchandise and you're a so-so to above average superstar, you know, we all know where John Cena's been, how many times he's been champion. You're it. And if you don't think that a certain guy is going to sell merchandise, now with the push of Daniel Bryan that he had recently, apparently the sales weren't all that good in the eyes of Vince McMahon. So he feels, well, this guy isn't the guy for us. But I'm going to tell you something. Randy Orton and John Cena aren't going to be around forever. I mean, and you look at the roster of the WWE, there's more older stars than there are younger stars. And even in NXT, I mean, I think the youngest star in NXT is like 26 years old. Vince needs to start doing something. They really need to come up with some sort of game plan, because if they don't, us WWE fans are going to be watching reruns after reruns after reruns in the WWE. And how much are we going to tolerate it? Because when you watch a rerun of a show you've already seen, you'll start watching it, and then, well, you get to a certain point, you change the channel. And that's what's going to happen with the WWE, because people are going to get tired of seeing the same old thing over and over and over. So possibly maybe the WWE title and the World Heavyweight title, if they do unify it, may, bring some interest back to the fans. But they however they do it, they need to come up with something. Push Damian Sandow, push Daniel Bryan, push Dolph Ziggler, push Biggie Langston, push Roman Reigns, push Seth Rollins, push Dean Ambrose, push Cody Rhodes. Just do it. Just do it. Even if you bring The Miz back into the main event picture, do it. The Miz wasn't there for that long a time. A lot of people don't like him. I personally think Miz is a great, great superstar as a heel. I like Kofi Kingston. Now we got Rey Mysterio back, and that is what I'm talking about. Nothing against Rey Mysterio whatsoever. A great wrestler, a great superstar. But really, if you bring him back to the mountaintop, you're just bringing back the past. We need to do something different here in the WWE. Now, hopefully, Raw tonight, will give us a little bit more insight on what their plans are with Orton and Cena. I mean, if they're going to have an Orton and Cena showdown for the final time, so be it. Do it. Get it over with. Move on. WrestleMania 30 is coming up, and I know Vince likes to put into place all these big stars and whatnot. But you know something? Most of the stars you're putting into place are guys that aren't regulars in the WWE, so why should they get to showcase? To me, it makes no sense. Showcase your younger stars. Sure, you might take a hit in the buy rates, you might take a hit in the ratings, but you know something? At least you establish something with a pattern to where you can move on and move up. You keep on bringing back the Undertakers of the world, the Brock Lesnars of the world, the Rocks, and even bringing back Goldberg or possibly Hulk Hogan. You do it for one darn night. Is it all worth it when all your other stars that bust their ass day in and night out aren't on the card? And then you wonder why your ratings go down. It's as simple as that, Vince. Promote your younger stars. That's what you need to do. And that's what I'm hoping to see in the WWE. And, Vince is moaning and crying about ratings. Yes, it's a PG show. And for me, this is the time for TNA to start taking advantage of the PG era in the WWE. I don't know why they haven't done it already. They did show a little bit with Turning Point with Rude and Storm, with the the massive beatdown. This is an alternative for us WWE fans. If you want to see a highly, you know, not non PG show, go to TNA. But as far as the WWE goes, things have to change, Vince. You have to give in. You have to let go of the stars you have today that have been in place for so long. They need to have people coming up on top of that pedestal and push these guys down. That's all there is to it. If not, I see the WWE being very, very, very boring in the next couple years. Iceman on the Jeffrey Rose YouTube channel. Peace out, everybody. Enjoy Raw tonight.